It's alright. I'm back. I know, not something creative. I'm sorry. If you wanted creativity, you should have looked for another YouTuber. Okay. What's splashing you to this Thief Yes 101? Welcome back to Dies Irae. Meant to say mente. I'm never gonna get that right because I don't know how to speak German. I should probably just call it Dies Irae and just go with it. But anyways, guys, welcome to the last episode. Last episode. Welcome to the new episode. The next episode. It's been a while too. Um, it's currently now April 14th if you're watching this, breaking the fourth wall. And oh yeah, if you don't know, we had in the last episode met a ghost girl. I guess in this game it's more like this morning, but you know, what can what what's in what's the word I'm looking for? What can I say? What can she say? There you go. What can she say? Anyways, make sure if you haven't already, please tackle that like button down below. I know it's a little jumble and such with me talking. I know that's good combination. It's good vocabulary there. I know. Um, so yeah, I'm back. Uh, so make sure to leave a like, tackle that like button, subscribe. And oh yeah, after you click subscribe, there will be a bell that shows up on your well, you'll see this probably on your left, but this is my right. I don't know if you guys do this whenever you're trying to like describe your left or right. It's supposed to be on your left, but instead you're gonna see it on my right. Anyways, click that button so you get notified so you don't lose it in the lost sea of your subscription or notifications. So, with that out of the way, let's continue on with this game because I think you guys are tired of just hearing me just mutter off. Oh yeah, and whenever they're talking, I might talk like briefly after they're done speaking their words and such, but I myself will not be reading the the text unless you guys want me to. So just go with it, all right? Anyways, let's begin. Right, now then, the curtain rises on tonight's grand Golganal. What? Tis a pleasure to make your acquaintance, my dear Zarathustra. I am but a humble jester, come to present you with an opera. Consider me not more than a swindler, a charlatan. My name? I suppose Caligostro shall suffice. Do allow me to regale you tonight with the tale of a girl I met while men still called me by that name. Hold on, I'm gonna scoot up a little bit. There we go. Hold on. I'm gonna do something real quick, like the tale of their fair princess of the guillotine. Oh yeah, I forgot that. Yeah, that's where the ghost girl came from. Wait, is that her name? Is her name Zarathustra or something? There's the tale of her origins, as well as how the two of us came to meet. I beg of you to forgive my brevity. Bleh. It all came about as a result of simple bad luck, nothing more and nothing less. Humans are bound by their birth. The average man cannot hope to compete with an absolute brought about by sheer chance at birth, regardless of his foibles or virtues. My dear, my story deals with just such circumstances. Unfortunately, there are many who fail to grasp the subtleties of these matters. Allow me to apologize for beginning by airing some tiresome grievance of mine. The less reasonable among us have a tendency to seek an explanation for anyone who they perceive as breaking the mold, be they a mighty hero, a blithering madman, or a miserable victim. Wow, pretty dark and morbid. Do they reach their status through tireless effort? Perhaps because they possessed a rare resolve. Or could it be because of some dramatic event in their past? Preposterous assumptions, a lot of them. It's all nothing more than self-projection on the part of the common man. An expression of the fanciful idea that they too could have turned out that way. That they too are capable of reaching the same level should they be granted the same opportunity. Such sentiments are little more than masturbation? Okay, this is a very PG channel, but apparently it has something about that. I'm sorry. That was a potty mouth word. I'm sorry. Pitiful attempts to drag the supernatural down to their level and reduce it to something they are capable of understanding. Oh, so Scientologists, beware. This game knows you. Kid. Miserable knaves, a lot of them. They are incapable of cherishing their fellow man without forcing themselves to believe that all others operate on the same logic as them. Such fools, but be better off conversing with a mirror. Oh, dang! This game really thrusts at your heart, doesn't it? Oh, it makes you want to hate it. Ah, oh, jeez. What made you this way, dude? You will no doubt find tonight's story unpleasant, but I trust that your soul is not tainted enough to imitate the folly of lesser man. In this world, there exist beings of utmost purity. Yes, I speak of her. Search the entire universe and you shall find no peers. From the moment of her birth, she was complete. She did not and would never receive even the barest mite of influence of the vulgar outside world. The scar on her neck, ever flat. Her words, pregnant only with Hex, fated to remain forlorn, doomed to never be loved. Even an existence such as mine could not compete with a being as miraculously immaculate as her. Dude, that doesn't make it immaculated if she is dead. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to break your heart and bust your bubbles, dude, but that doesn't work that way. I don't know why you're saying she's a miraculous immaculate. She isn't. If she's doomed to never fall in love, she's... Wait, am I trying to make sense of a video game? That earlier just had like a World War II setting where everyone just basically did suicide? Right. This game's making me go crazy, guys. Actually, not been crazy beforehand. For the first time, I laid eyes upon true beauty. Ah, man, dude, you found love with her on first sight. Oh, you pitiful fool. No wonder you speak of these words of wisdom. Oh, jeez. The folly alaria. That's a reference, but I don't remember what it was from. Maybe you guys know. The comments below, let me know. I clutched a hand to my chest, overcome by the nature of her being. Ah, how wonderful was man, to bring forth something as spectacular by mere chance. I knew immediately, on some primal level, that hers was not a state of being that others could hope to aspire to. One could devote his life to unraveling the mysteries of dusty grimoires, and never so much as set foot upon the mystic plane that was her dominion. She was absolute in her otherness. I must confess, I found myself envious of her. I'm sure you scoff at the very notion, of course. I can say that meeting her was one true moment of brilliance to be found amongst the miserable ordeal of my life. In a way, it represented a loss of my part, yet defeat was never tasted sweeter. Okay, I'll just go with that, like as if I know what you're saying. I finally discovered a goal to strive towards amid the endless expanse of the wasteland that I had wandered aimlessly. There's missing an S in this game. You can tell this is Japanese translated. It's aimlessly for so long. I shall kneel before you, my beloved queen. I shall devote my very being to you, to the task of leading your soul to salvation. Now join me in salvation. You know what I'm trying to say, right? That's a reference to Shin Megami Tensei. God, I gotta love that game. I want to play that game, but I don't have the game console for my PC. I have to get it. Anyways, that shall be my opera. The day of wrath that shall rend asunder the accursed ghetto that is this universe. Come now. 'Tis the time to take center stage, Zarathustra. Take her hand and lead her in dance. I would like nothing more than for us, for you to dazzle me. Suddenly, hear the sound of waves crashing against the shore. It's a beautiful scene. I found myself standing on a mysterious beach, bathed in a crimson hue of dusk. This was a place far removed from the hectic fervor of the city. I could hear nothing but the quiet murmur of the waves and a sporadic chirping of birds somewhere in the distance. The scenery around me possessed a fleeting beauty, one brought about by the setting sun as it melted into the contours of the distant sea. This was the sort of sight that would normally vanish in an instant, but somehow I knew that here it would persist eternally. This was a moment frozen in time. Half of the sun had already sunk beyond the horizon, but the remaining half would never budge, always continuing to roil in and out, surely governed by something other than the tide force I was familiar with. Suddenly, I understood. This was a dream. There wasn't a beach like this anywhere near Suwara City. Well, I didn't even really look like somewhere in Japan. Oh, now I'm Rin. Okay, the main character, got it. I had set foot on a foreign soil. Set foot on a temporal plane, far removed from the present. It would seem that I understood the nature of this place on an instinctual level. By all means, I could have felt some sense of bewilderment, being confronted with so surreal a scene, but I finally found myself captivated by it. There's a certain nostalgic atmosphere about the place that spoke to me. No, maybe what really drew me in was a sense of stagnation. This was a world frozen in time, possessed by the beauty of an everlasting sunset. The very concept of the flow of time was meaningless here. An eternal twilight, decorated by a sun that would never dip below the horizon. This world existed on a border between day and night. Its very existence, a precarious reverie, fallen between the cracks of reality. I felt truly at peace here, within that concentration, this concentrated moment. I sat down on the beach, absently staring out at the sea and listening to the waves. I found myself overcome with a peculiar sense of deja vu. Even though I had never laid eyes on this place before, it was like I was already deeply familiar with it. Obviously, this was all just a dream, but it was a pleasant feeling nonetheless. Good. Knowing that you're dealing with an advance means that you can handle anything it might throw your way. Can't relate. Foreknowledge makes it possible to avoid dangerous situations and prolong pleasant ones, to make better, more meaningful decisions. What could bring about a greater sense of peace? No. Chimichanga is in my future of my peace, so I mean. Then again, so is Reese's. If you guys have ever seen me tweet about it, or anything really, any sense of like food or video game usually lets go of my stress immediately. And watching YouTube videos too, that just makes me like laugh whenever I'm like in a sad mood, or listen to rock music when I'm really angry. So I guess I have a lot of things that brings a sense of peace. But this is beautiful. Listen to this music. Yes, my dear world was. But knowing everything in advances. Going around in circles until the day you die. Was that your heart's desire? She got across my line of vision at nearly the exact same time as I turned around. I'm kidding. I did that in the 3rd episode of my first ever series, Insurgents. So if you didn't know that, there you go. Are you dressed, my dear? You're dressed, right? Oh, you are. I believe so. Okay, hopefully I don't see your chest area, so let's just hope you are dressed. Okay? Okay. For the first time, I knew what it meant to have your breath taken away. Remember, dude, you have a different girl. Maybe who knows? The word that immediately came to mind was enchanting. I felt certain that anyone who came across this girl on this beach would be stunned in the same way I was. She was outfitted in a shabby, worn-out dress. No one could call her attire elegant, but on her it exuded a radiance that women of high society could never hope to attain with even their most extravagant formal wear. Her long hair emanated an auburn aura. Because her hair's auburn, dude. Duh. Lit up by the dull red glow of the setting sun. As she danced across the wet sand on the beach, with stark white ankles peeking out from the hem of her dress, offered a sharp contrast to the warm colors of the world around her. She turned to face me, emerald eyes gleaming with a gentle light. I couldn't take my eyes off her. She was like a gemstone, cut into a human form. As I stared, she began to sing, a ghost of a smile, playing across her face. I could only give myself onto her song, onto the sweet refrain brought forth by her heavenly voice. Words. Le effant, l'effant de la punition. I'm sorry, punition. I'm sorry, Germans or German speakers. You know what? I'm gonna stop from now on. I'm just gonna let her speak it. Okay. Suddenly flashed through my head. I don't know what those words meant or why they came to me now. Her song was a melody unfamiliar to me. However, I felt certain that it was some form of prayer, perhaps a hymn, unbeknownst to all but her. The girl before me was utterly pure, removed from our base world. How could a melody, spilling forth from the lips of a being so immaculate, there you go again with that word, be anything but a prayer? Was it possible to listen to a song you had never heard before within a dream? I've done that. It's actually happened. I didn't even know what the name of the song was. I don't know, but there was no sense in pondering such questions. She was beautiful, plain, and simple. That was enough to make everything else seem. I'm getting some Kingdom Heart vibe, too, where like there's like the and it's just like in the computer world. Roxas probably spoiled something for Kingdom Heart people who've never played Kingdom Heart games. I'm sorry, I spoiled things. Something felt vaguely out of place. Well, what? That she has a scar on her neck? I'm pretty certain that's a good example. Was I looking for something important? Stirring of emotions I felt up to that point dissolved. Listening with a clear head, the lyrics of her song began to form an intangible sentence. I'd been a fool. Throughout Japan's history, twilight, the borderline between day and night, had been regarded as the time when the boundaries between the natural and the supernatural grew thin. Twilight was the inhumane when the inhumane walked among the living. All along, this girl had been mad.
血が欲しい。ギロチンに注ごう飲み物をギロチンの渇きを欲しいのは血。
You have really much of a blood fetish, don't you, my dear? She continued singing the same smile as ever adorned her features. That's not really a good thing. Her emerald eyes were as clear as the surface of a pristine, without a trace of malevolence to be found. Except for that song sounds very, very malevolent. Which was precisely why the scene was so horrifying. She possessed a childlike innocence, in jarring contrast to the utter profanity of her accursed sin. Her song reverberated inside my head, splitting itself into seemingly endless echoes. As I stared at her, I caught a glimpse of the crimson band around her neck. Through her disheveled hair, unmistakably the work of a guillotine's blade. The guillotine wants blood? Okay, okay, my dear. It's okay. It's okay. What would you know? What would happen if I had this happen to me in real life? I would literally scream, "What the actual heck is wrong with you, woman? And do you need to go to a doctor? I'll take you if I must. I will ride you on my bike. I will even break the law and go into a car and take you myself. Okay? If anyone asks, you're pregnant. Okay? Okay. Don't ask why." This was the same girl I had met in the museum. Oh, crap, this is the cursed girl who met her end by the guillotine. Oh, that means the what? The doomed girl. Well, another word besides doom. What? Think of a bad word that means doom. And then ed at the end, you get the word.
血が欲しい
Okay, we get it. It wants blood. We get it. I was assaulted by a sudden, brutal impact. As if I'd been hit by a semi. My vision black in the next moment. I found myself in the midst of a turbulent crowd gathered around gallows set up in the center of a plaza. A torrent of sheer delirium, fueled by fear and hatred and dark elation. Bleh. I was right the first time. Elation consumed everything. The scenery around me, little more than churning chaos. A deafening chorus filled my ears. Oh no, 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 don't tell me I'm... No, what, wait, what? Shower the guillotine with drink. May the guillotine's thirst be quenched. What it wants is blood, blood, blood. Okay, the frenzied crowd was singing the same song that I heard only moments earlier. Back in the time period when public execution like this were commonplace. It must have been a hymn they offered before the guillotine. The elite, the clergy, and the common man had come together, all for the simple purpose of seeing the criminal decapitated before their eyes. To my head, see my head fly from my shoulders. That's right. Don't ask me why, but the criminal strapped to the guillotine was none other than myself. Next to me, some sort of official was calling out to the crowd, speaking in language I didn't recognize. It would have seemed he was recruiting a volunteer to act as an executioner. It wasn't long before a man emerged from the crowd. He released the guillotine's blade on my head. Oh. God tumbled to the ground, bathed in the clear tones of the eternal dust. My spine was severed in an instant, inducing ataxia. But my ability to feel pain had been lost along with the connection between my brain and the rest of my body. I could do nothing but stare at my headless body as it spewed blood. While my heart was still beating, I wanted to do nothing more than to extend a hand to my body. But that was impossible now. All I could do was lie on the ground. Lie on the ground, listening to an abominable refrain. Okay, well that'll do for this episode, guys. I know I said I wasn't gonna read, but like I said to that girl when she was doing her line, I didn't comment till after she got done with her comment. That's what I'm going to be doing for the remainder. If they don't have any lines, like they don't say anything, I will read it. But other than that, it'll be most of the voice actors, so don't worry. Anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you haven't already, please make sure to leave a like. Tackle that like button if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't already. And oh yeah, click that bell if you haven't already so you don't lose it and see a subscription or my notifications. Well, your notifications, not mine. You're not on my notifications. What am I doing? Anyways, and also comment down below if you enjoyed the series, if you want me to do more. Let me know in the comments below. This is D5BS101. Welcome back. And I'll see you guys next time for another episode of Dai's Irae. I'm not saying the rest of it. Bye.